right, the KTM Expo GTX in the Hypercar class. Now, I wanted this thing to be good because if you've seen the video on the racing version of this, it's, I would say, first, second, it's really good. You can really win with that car and get away from the pack. Unfortunately, this thing has too much horsepower. It's too light. It is very tail happy. The oversteer is insane. I tuned a lot of it out. You still got to use some throttle control. This has the worst top speed I've seen so far with 285. For GT 2017, I think, had 289. That was the lowest I've seen. This is 285. It just can't. I was hoping that it would really corner well. We had to give it a good amount of understeer to tame the rear, and it just, I could understand if this thing was like really good around the corners and then didn't have the top speed, but it's not there. It's just not there. I've done my best. I'll give it, obviously I'm still going to give you the pro settings. I don't think this car is, it's just not good. I wanted it to be good, like I said, because the racing one's really good, but look, pro settings, grand race, and we'll get on out of here. So take the brake balance to 50%. Load on the front for the aero, -15. Suspension, springs front, +5% stiff. -11 soft on the rear. Damper compression, 14% stiff on the front. Rear is -8 soft. Damper rebound front is 18% stiff with a -14 soft in the rear. Roll bars, 10% stiff on the front, -10 soft on the rear. And I have the camber at the front, -25 with a rear at -17. I've messed with this car a lot. Like I said, I really want it to be good, but it took forever to tune the slide out of it. And if you even leaving a little bit of slide, yeah, it'll turn in very sharp, but as soon as it starts turning, that rear just goes, and it's impossible to drive. It's too much. It's too much. It's just not there. But you boys know the drill. Subscribe, come back, check out other races, pro settings, all this. I meant pro settings, but pro settings have races. You know what I mean. Anyway, see you on the next one. All right, boys. KTM, was it the Expo GTX? We're gonna start in the back of the pack here. Now, this thing has the lowest top speed that I've seen yet, 285. I thought the Ford GT was bad at, at a, 289. Somebody said the McLaren Senna is also at 285. So this thing was very, very tail happy. Wow. Okay, great. The problem with this is it's nothing like the racing version. It's got like 300 or 400 more horsepower, and it's just too rowdy in the rear. And to really fix that, you had to give it a little bit of understeer. Like, I mean, this thing is just almost too much to handle. It still turns in pretty well. I feel like this car is good in like quick little bursts on tracks. It's definitely not going to be great on like the highways. This guy. Try not to hit him. I mean, it's definitely not the worst cornering car ever. Thanks for the bump into the wall. If you drive this stock and then after that you throw this tune on, you'll notice a night and day difference. You still got to have some throttle control out of the corners, but it's just not as solid as a racing version. It's just not there. I definitely will not be using this car as one of my main hypercars. You kind of have to full gas it in the corners to get the front end to come around a little bit, but like it just doesn't. It's too wild. Like, to get it to corner very, very, like, it's just, it can be a good cornering car. Like, it'll turn in like really, really really good, but then the problem is that rear gives out and then you just go into a slide. And I've corrected that, but at the sacrifice for a little bit of understeer, and I haven't found a happy balance. I just don't think that car's, it's just not there. The racing version is just far superior. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've messed with that KTM Hypercar so much. It's just not there. It's too wild. It's MR. It's got too much horsepower, that little thing. Top speed's just the lowest I've seen, 285. It can't hug the corners as well. It's just not good. And after doing the racing version of the Expo, seeing how OP that thing is, daily driven exotics, Jesus, it's just not there, man. It's just not.